how do you for real not see it?
Is that a fucking grilled cheese?
Well, first of all, you don't take showers anyway. This is a steam
I'm so
room.
fucking tired of this shit. Rookie minicamp kicks off next week. Derek, I don't have a co-host right now because Derek's laughing too damn hard. The Browns.
Dude. On top of everything, bro, you're just going straight down the topics. You're giving Jacob a heart attack right now.
I had to get you back somehow. For this
That's getting cut out.
The grilled cheese in the steam room.
This whole podcast is gonna get cut. All right, let's just start from the top here. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Dog Pound Discussions. It was a great day today to be a Cleveland sports fan. The Cavs won today, Guardians won today, and we're not talking about that. We're going to be talking about the Browns and the NFL, but joining me to do so, very special guest again today, or I shouldn't say again, but, you know, we have our weekly guests, and joining me today, famous character, one of the most referenced movie characters of all time, joining me today, none other than Fat Bastard. How are you doing? Notice the detail work I put in this week, Tony. Do you notice
what?
the detail?
I'm looking. What am I missing here?
Just keep looking.
What am I missing here? Is there like a tattoo?
Oh my gosh, bro! How do you not see it? Oh, I know. It's too light. It's too light. That's what it is.
Yeah. Is that what you did? What'd you do?
Bro, how do you for real not see it?
Is that a fucking grilled cheese?
All right, so now that we're kind of hitting the reset button here, who knows what you at home saw, but the moment that just happened for the three of us who know, that was interesting. Tony, we got some things that we can talk about here. Taking it from the top, a couple deals got done. Travis Kelce agreed to a 2-year extension with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's gonna be a Chief till he retires. I know he's from the Cleveland area, but I don't see him leaving. They kept him instead of Tyreek Hill, so that shows how much they value him. One of the best, if not the best, tight end in football. So he's here for another 2 years. What say you on that, Tony?
Best tight end of all time. You know, I thought I already gave my thoughts on this, but I went a little too fast for Derek's brain to comprehend. Yeah, he's the best tight end of all time, and he's staying loyal to Kansas City. As much as I would like to see him in Cleveland, that's obviously not going to happen, as unfortunate as it is. But it is what it is. Definitely, Chiefs made the right decision by keeping him instead of Tyreek Hill.
Ooh.
But I mean, it's pretty obvious. The Chiefs have won, what, 2 Super Bowls? 1 Super Bowl since Tyreek? 2 Super Bowls since Tyreek Hill has left. Seems like the right decision to me.
Yeah.
As for the next thing, Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Miami Dolphins. And Odell Beckham is becoming a Kardashian at this point because he's just chasing shiny rings and getting nowhere. And as much as I would have liked it to work out in Cleveland with Beckham, I think if we would have had Watson instead of Baker, it would have. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about Odell Beckham at this point in his career. He's signing for a team, making a minimal impact, and then leaving.
Yeah, I mean, OBJ is just getting passed around, dude. It's It's rough. Like, I understand, like, he's hurt. He's dealt with injuries. But the dude, he got his ring. So congrats for that. But he's since been on, let's see, he's been on the Giants, the Browns, the
The
Rams,
Rams,
the Ravens,
Ravens, and
the
now the Dolphins.
Dolphins. So that's 5 teams. And, I mean, good for him. But I guess the question I have would is he ruining his legacy? Because I kind of feel
Well,
like he's ruining his legacy.
here's the problem. You have to establish a legacy before you can ruin it. And
Well,
outside of
yeah.
one catch, he's had no major impact on the NFL. He went viral off of one play.
I mean, fair enough, but I don't think he's making himself look good. And how is he getting
Yeah.
the money? He signed a 1 year like $8 million deal with Miami.
Name recognition, guy that'll sell tickets.
It's insane. It's insane. But on to the next topic. Apparently, there's discussions in the Steelers camp that Justin Fields could be in consideration for a kickoff return with this new rule. So, Tony, I'll let you go first. This is something.
He's a glorified running back, and the rumors are coming to light, especially if he gets put on kickoff return. I mean, how can you can't fight back on those rumors if they have you returning kicks when they brought in to play quarterback until they found a better option. It's like the girl that meets a dude and then friend zones him after finding someone else, but has already slept with the first dude and committed to him, and then she's just like, yeah, well, I guess we can be friends now.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is stupid. I tell you that. This is like brain
I
dead.
agree. Yeah, it's definitely stupid.
It's brain dead because if if this is for real, regardless of the new kickoff rules, they're essentially giving him a high chance of injury, right? Playing quarterback's already you could get injured pretty quickly. But if Justin Fields is returning kicks and running into just I guess what is the new kickoff rule, right? It's everybody lines up on the what is it? I don't even remember.
I'm drawing a blank, honestly. Hold on, let me Google it.
Yeah, but
As you can see, we're very professional at our jobs here, boys.
we're terrible. Regardless, it's still a kickoff, even if it's
All right.
changed.
Ball will be kicked from the kicking team's 35. Every player on the kicking team, other than the kicker, will line up at least 1 foot on the return team's 40.
That's gonna look so weird.
And you can't really have touchbacks. You're trying to keep the ball in play. It benefits you more.
Yeah, but
It'll be weird,
regardless,
but let's put it this way. It'll be weird, but we'll see less touchbacks, and suddenly kick returns are going to be that much more valuable more often than not now than when we're getting 50 touchbacks again.
yeah. I mean, bro, the Steelers. Why wouldn't you have Calvin Austin return kicks? Why is Justin Fields even? I don't know. It's stupid. And if they do this and Fields gets hurt, then the Steelers deserve it because this is an idiotic idea. This would be like maybe not Jameis, but let's go with like Tyler Huntley for us. If we had Tyler Huntley and not Jameis, and we were like, oh, well, let's put Huntley out there. Okay. So you're just going to risk losing your backup quarterback. I mean, make that make sense.
It's
just
not. It
doesn't.
makes no sense. That's for sure. Anyways, speaking of things that make sense, the Cleveland Browns exercised Greg Newsom's 5th-year option. And all I got to say is congratulations to Greg Newsom. You get a whole nother year of playing football in Cleveland and whatever extracurricular activities may come with that. I can't say it, I guess.
that is.
Yell at me.
I'm not. Whatever. That's one way to put it. But yeah, the Browns keeping Greg Newsom thought and kind of hoped he would be traded for the draft. He wasn't. So he'll be here for another year. So the Browns keeping Ward, Newsome, and Emerson all together is a good thing. We'll see. A lot of guys in that group have dealt with injuries, so hopefully, if everybody can stay healthy, Tony, that's a good group.
Yeah, that's a
But
big if, unfortunately.
do you think? So the Browns didn't trade him, picked up his fifth-year option. Okay, they're rolling with him. You think the Browns trade him at the end of next season then, or just let him
Uh,
walk?
I don't know. I think maybe a mid-season trade if so there's a team that needs a cornerback. Other than that, I feel like you got to at least try and get something out of him. Maybe a sign-in trade after next season. You got to get something out of him, even if it's like a fifth-round pick. Like you got to try.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Chiefs and L'Jarius Sneed. They got
Yep.
little to nothing. But moving on, Najee Harris and Kadarius Toney are two players that did not have their fifth-year option picked up. Kadarius Toney makes sense that his fifth year wouldn't be picked up, at least in my opinion. Najee Harris not having his picked up is interesting, Tony. A first-round pick on a running back who has been solid for the Steelers. I mean, they got Jalen Warren. He's good. But, you know, Najee's done, it seems, after next year in Pittsburgh.
So interesting here. This 2021 draft. Sorry, it's late. 18 of the 32 first-round picks from the 2021 NFL draft had their first-year options picked up, which means 14 of them did not. Kind of a bad draft class. Just to put this in perspective, the number 2 pick and the number 3 pick not picked up. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance. Zach Wilson, garbage. Trey Lance never really got a chance, if we're being honest. Number 11 pick, Justin Fields, not picked up. Number 15 pick, Mac Jones, not picked up. Alex Leatherwood was released early on into his career. Caleb Farley, not picked up. Najee, not picked up. Rashad Bateman, not picked up, but technically he was not fifth-year eligible, so I'm not going to count that. Peyton Turner, not picked up. Eric Stokes, not picked up. Joe Tryon Shoyinka, probably butchered that.
I always, when I play as, or when I like get him on my Madden team, in my head, I always pronounce it Shirika, just because I think that sounds funny.
Also not picked up. Generationally ass draft class in the first round. Personally, I don't really agree with Najee Harris not being picked up. I think Najee has a little bit more life to give in Pittsburgh, and I think they're either preparing him for a trade or maybe they're going to string him along on one-year deals at a reduced salary. As for Kadarius Toney, it's pretty obvious why he was no longer with the Giants and why his option was not picked up. That buddy couldn't catch chlamydia in a whorehouse.
Yeah. Well, in Browns news, rookie minicamp kicks off next week. Who of the group are you most excited to see?
Well, there's a few players, that's for sure. One of them being Zach Zinter, even though he may not be cleared for football-related activities. I might have to fact-check me on that. I doubt he is. But I just want to see how he adapts and how he gels with the room if he is there. And then Mike Hall, obviously, is the clear one, our second-round pick. I want to see how Mike Hall looks with the linebackers and the D-line and how he gels with that group and defensive side of the football. It's going to be hard for him to get playing time. He's definitely going to have to earn his way onto the field. He can't just walk in and be a day-one starter. And although we did agree that he will get snaps next year, still going to have to work for it. Can't be like Perion Winfrey and think you can coast and go on Instagram Live and bark, and then Brad Stainbrook tweets about you, and suddenly you're the next big superstar, and then you're a bum. But
No,
yeah,
Hall of Famer. Remember? The wise words of a large man told me that he was a guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Austin Hicks football knowledge is about. Okay.
What was
Something
that?
something just fell in my apartment. Austino heard us and took a step on the ground.
Yeah.
Anyways, Austin Hicks' football knowledge is about as legitimate as Derek's knowledge about his father, and that is very dicey at best.
Well, yeah, that's one way to put it. Um, what was I about to say? Oh, who I'm most excited for is not a name that you mentioned. I'm excited to see Jamari Thrash because I've been watching a lot more of Jamari Thrash. I did a lot of work on the wide receivers leading up to the draft. Um, and the Georgia State and the Louisville tape are very different. They both schools used him in very different ways. So I'm excited. I know it's rookie mini camp and you're not going to see a whole lot, but as far as the types of drills that they're going to have him doing, I know everybody kind of does the same stuff, but I just want to see how fluid he looks. I want to see how he is coming in and out of his breaks. So, I'm excited about
Yeah.
Jamari.
I'm also excited about Jamari Thrash. I was trying to keep it short, but moving on, they showed lawmakers a new mock-up for the new stadium. So the Cleveland Browns must be legitimately serious about moving to Brook Park. I hate it. I hate it. Put the soccer stadium in Brook Park. I do not want to go to a game and tailgate at Sheets. I do not want to get up at 5 in the morning to go to Sheets and get an app sampler and a milkshake. Like, what? What? Why? A suburb. And I get it. Oh, the Bills play in Orchard Park, and the 49ers play in Santa Clara, and the Cowboys play here, and the Giants and Jets play in a whole other state. I don't care. I don't care what those teams do. The Browns need to be on. They need to revitalize the lakefront, and the best way you're going to do that is put the damn stadium, or keep it there technically. Put a dome on it. Put a dome on it. Right there, you have multitude of options: Final Fours, concerts, whatever else. That's how you revitalize the lakefront. You make Cleveland Browns Stadium usable for more than just 4 months out of the year. Who wants to go to a damn Browns game, whether in Brook Park with no dome or in Cleveland with no dome in December and January when it's like 2 degrees outside and a wind chill of whatever the fuck? Like, that's miserable. And I don't want to hear all you old fucking boomers, blah, 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 blah. That's how football should be played. We have an advantage. The New Orleans Saints came to Cleveland 2 years ago now? Beat us in December. I don't give a fuck. Home field advantage doesn't exist. This isn't your local high school football team. It's professional football. These players are from all around the country. A little fucking rain and snow is not going to hurt them. It's not going to give us an advantage. Like, it's ridiculous. There's no benefit to it. Keep the Browns in Cleveland, put a dome on the stadium, make the stadium usable 12 months out of the year. That's how you revitalize your lakefront. That's how and if you do well enough, you can even bring the flats back to life. Like, Cleveland could be this beautiful, bustling city, and it's like the fucking people that run it are just brain dead sometimes. It's like, that's the obvious choice. Why do you want to move the Browns to a suburb? Put the fucking soccer stadium in Brook Park. We're getting an MLS next team. Put the soccer stadium there. That's a perfect location for it. A bunch of rich white people. Like, a bunch of soccer moms with their fucking yoga pants in Starbucks. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's so ridiculous. Keep the Browns in Cleveland. And give me dome.
Yeah.
Derek, give me dome.
I mean, I'll say this. I think that the mock-ups that we saw were terrible. I did not like that at all. I saw a lot of people saying it looked like a factory. I think that's pretty accurate. Because here's the thing.
A factory of sadness, and it
yeah.
fits so well.
the reason is because with the airport being so close, I guess there's rules and regulations
Yeah,
that it
there
can't
is, but
be above a certain height. But I completely agree. I think the Cleveland Browns, opposed to the city of Cleveland, have a unbelievable potential to work together to really make that lakefront, like you said, just booming, because they could make it just a huge thing. And it's a long term thing. It's a long term plan. But if you think about it, you build up that lakefront and you bring it to life. There should be some life there. It doesn't really feel like it's up. If you bring it to life and then you have that big, brand new, nice, state of the art Cleveland Browns dome right on the lake, you're still Cleveland. You're still right on the lake. And that's, Tony, that's my favorite thing about the stadium. Our stadium right now sucks. It's not great. But I can sit on one side and see the city of downtown Cleveland. I can sit on the other side and see Lake Erie. That's cool. I think that's dope.
yeah.
And honestly, I would have, like, even if you did hypothetically put a dome on the lake, I would still have like glass panels around so you could still see that stuff. So you're still there. You're just not getting the worst part of it. It's, at least to me, it's not a hard concept. The problem is you have a bunch of lawmakers and you got a bunch of politicians, and I don't say that to bring it up, but it's like people are trying to see whose dick's bigger. It's like, just make it work for the best of the city,
Even
for the best of the fans.
even if you want to put a dome on the Cleveland Stadium and it looks like a fucking flat factory roof, I'm okay with that because it makes it accessible. But moving away from the lakefront is going to hurt more than it helps the city. You can't revitalize a whole area of the city without the main attraction, and the main attraction is the Cleveland Browns,
Yeah.
is the Luke Bryan concert in the middle of December. It's the fucking Final Four. It's monster truck jam. I don't know, man. Just something that makes that stadium accessible.
Yeah.
Something that gives us a venue other than Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Yeah. And it
It
could
just
be,
seems like like you said, it's my dick's bigger than yours. No, my dick's bigger than yours.
mhm.
Like, and not to get all into this, Jimmy Haslam's a billionaire, man. Stop expecting the city of Cleveland to pay completely out of pie. Get it? You want them to pay, especially if it's going to be accessible. Yes, I understand that. Fork over some more money, you rich old bastard.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of resolution here. I think Jimmy Haslam and the Browns are saying, "We'll leave. We'll go to Brook Park. Don't doubt us." And I don't. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that would not shock me if that happened. And again, this is something we'll have to revisit in the future. But at the same time, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. You just said it. Cleveland, we talk about this all the time. We're not a Guardian city. We're not a Cavs city. We love and appreciate those teams. We're not a city based on culture. We're a city based on the Cleveland Browns. Like, I know a lot of people laugh and might think that's a joke. But, it's like with anything else. Like that, like Columbus, Ohio is Ohio State. Like, it's a Buckeye ran city. Pittsburgh. It's not the Pirates. It's not the Penguins. Even though those teams have been good at times, that's a Steelers town, right? Everybody knows that.
There's not let's put this out. There is not a single massage parlor in Brook Park, Ohio. So Deshaun, get on it. Keep them in Cleveland.
All right, let's move past this topic because we've been on it for a minute. I think that was a good discussion. But up next, Tony, it's time for a fit check.
Fit check.
So,
Sponsored by 2-1-Fits.
waiting. I don't think that's a 2-1-Fits shirt.
That is a 2-1-Fit shirt, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Specially made for me.
up first is the Houston Texans. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well, I will straight up say this: the first one looks like you told the Tennessee Titans to fuck off and give you the Oilers colors back because it looks like they're just copying the Titans. I don't like that. The all red's cool. The all white looks like the Atlanta Falcons, and the dark blue, I fuck with. But 1 and 3, I don't like it, especially number one because it literally looked like he told the whole city of Nashville like you're like fuck off, give us the Oilers back.
So, to me, these uniforms are A plus, A plus plus. I think the home all blues are not all blues, but you know what I mean, like they're classic blue. I think that is a good version of kind of what they had, where it's kind of
I,
close, but it's clean and simple.
I'll give the red and the blue A pluses. I'll give the black and baby blue, and then the white like C minus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love the home. I love the away. I think that away uniform is clean, and maybe that's just me, but that the numbers I thought when these were leaked, I thought the numbers were weird, but seeing it on the uniform itself, kind of as a whole, I think it looks good. The all red's a little much. I'm gonna have to see that on the field. That's probably my least favorite of this group, but like you said, with that, with the I forget what they called those uniforms. I think they're like the H Town something or whatever. But I like them. I like them. I like saying, "Hey, we'll use these colors." I like that personally, and I like that they didn't overdo it. Like sometimes it gets overdone. Like I would say with the red, that looks like a couple years ago when the Seahawks were wearing the highlighter green. That's
Yeah,
kind of what I see with that red. So
looks like a period stain.
I like these uniforms. These A plus for me across the board. Other than the red, I'd say it's probably like a B minus. But we can move on to the next one. The Detroit Lions.
I've always liked the all black Detroit ones. The Detroit blue ones are cool. The white is cool. Could have been a little bit more, a trinket here, a trinket there, some like little more details. But
Yeah,
they're pretty basic. They're pretty cool. To me, it really like symbolizes the city of Detroit. Hard nosed, hard working, basic, just nose to the grindstone. Go out and play football.
yeah. I love the all black. The black and then the blue and the black helmet. I think that is an A plus plus plus. That is the cleanest uniform they have. The home uniform I like a lot too. I think that's really nice. The blue face masks is a nice touch. It kind of brings it all together.
Yeah,
But the white, to me, looks very similar to just their old uniforms, just with the blue face mask, which I don't know. I kind of agree with you here. I think I don't want to say it's too basic because it's not basic. It's kind of like ours, where it's classic and clean, but I would have liked to seen a little detail here and there. So I agree. So the Jets. This is one I'm interested in hearing your opinion on.
honestly, I think it looks a lot like their old uniforms. I don't see much difference. I don't know. I like the all black ones. I mean, I think all black always looks clean on a football field. Uh, yeah, I mean the green ones are cool, but I don't see much difference really.
Yeah, I mean, so this is their classic uniform essentially.
Yeah, they're
Um
going back to the Joe Namath era shit.
the black, like you said, I like a lot. I think it looks good. The all green, I'm not a huge fan of. The white on green, I'm not a huge fan of. I think the three that are closest to each other, the all white, I think looks good. The green on the white, their green top white pants looks great to me. I think that looks great. I like the collar being highlighted almost in white. I think that looks clean. The helmet, kind of a new updated logo. I like it. Looks clean. Um, but it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of It's not flashy. It's not really special necessarily, but it's solid. I'll say that it's solid. And then there's this.
I actually like Denver's new uniforms.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Because I don't. I think they suck. I think these uniforms suck. The only uniform I like, I know there's a second picture. Can you go to the second? Yeah, that one. Okay, thank you. The only uniform I like is their throwback. That is the only good uniform I see out of this group. The all orange doesn't look terrible together, but I think they bombed this. I think this sucks. I'd give this a D at best. A plus for that one, but I think the rest suck. Why? What about these do you like?
I mean, the throwback looks cool. I think the all orange looks pretty cool. The all white, for some reason, that orange and blue accent just looks awesome. The all blue, I like it. With the white, that's what I think I like the most about the all blue. The white helmet. I don't think that's done enough around the league. I fuck with the white helmet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, this looks like such a create a jersey on a video game. Like I don't know. Go back to the first picture if you could, Jacob. Yeah. So look at old buddy on the left here. So you have Pat Surtain, and then I think that's who is that? The receiver out of Oklahoma, Marvin Mims. Next to him, that white helmet, blue jersey, orange pants might be the worst looking uniform combo I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, if they're gonna do the white helmet, they need to stick with the all blues. The blue and orange pants combo doesn't look too hot.
Or if they did the all white, like, okay, buddy on the right here, right? That's dude from Ohio State. Forget his Baron Browning. Number 0. If they did that with the white helmet,
that'd look cool.
That's clean.
White out, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but
anyways, speaking of white, let's move on to the Cleveland Browns and their new helmet face mask. Beautiful. 10 out of 10, perfect.
That's incredible. That's incredible. To say the least. Nothing really more you can say.
Well, some of these teams found a new fit. And speaking of finding your fit, check out TwoOneFits.com for all your Cleveland needs. Browns, guards, Cavs, dog bowls, dog bandanas, t-shirts, hoodies, anything you could ask for. DF Sports merch. Some beautiful stuff on TwoOneFits.com. Find your fit at TwoOneFits. Again, that's TwoOneFits.com.
Okay. So, up next, I guess this is a return.
That's right, gentlemen. We are back from a short hiatus from our new favorite segment, at least Tony's favorite segment. We came from X having a huge 2-0 lead on the episodes we have done. I will say, today is a special. It is a quarterback special. So all the tweets are from I believe they're all current. There's one that I don't know if they're a current QB. They might be on a practice squad somewhere. But that's the only hint I'll give you about that.
So that's Josh Rosen.
No spoilers. Anyway, we'll jump into it.
There's no way I got that right, but if I did, I want credit.
I'll give it to you if you are right.
Okay.
But yeah, as we've established from the last one, I'll give you get 3 hints. You can ask me 3 questions for clarification. And yeah, whoever gets it right gets a point. And again, apparently I'm tracking points. And we'll see what comes of that. I love to kiss titties.
I know who this is.
Josh, yeah.
I would say everyone has to know who this.
Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, Trubisky.
Yeah.
I said Josh Allen. Yeah.
I got that backwards. Shit. Yeah, you're right.
That's a point to me.
Yeah, I was wrong. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, there we go. Derek's on the board.
Yeah.
got invited to nationals to play for the Korean ping pong team. I think I have to face Dong first round.
Oh my god. Is this? Oh, it's
What
2012. Oh,
what
that's a
divi-
big hint.
This
What-
is the
what
player
division?
that I don't know if he's currently on a roster. I know he played in the spring league last year though. So that's a hint there.
Oh, I have an option. Should I just say it? AJ McCarron.
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'll go with AJ McCarron too because I don't know who else it can be.
I'll give you another hint. Again, I might be wrong about this, but he was most recently on the Denver Broncos, and he may have actually played a little bit last year.
Paxton, no, too late.
No.
Trevor Simeon, maybe? No.
No. Because Trevor Simeon wasn't in any other league. So most recently on the Denver Broncos.
I'm gonna go with Paxton Lynch because I don't know who else it can be.
All right, give me 1 second here. I'm thinking. – 2012.
He may not have been in the league in 2012. These are all pretty early tweets.
Oh.
I'm going with Paxton Lynch.
Cooper Rush. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I don't know if Cooper Rush played on the Broncos, but the answer is you're both wrong.
Ben
The
Oh.
Nooch.
He wasn't on the Broncos. He was on the
I thought he
Giants.
was.
No.
I thought he was on the Broncos.
No. Well, that would have. We would have got that if you would have told us Giants.
Ah,
I'm
shit.
sorry.
Well,
I apologize. I shouldn't.
I love penis.
Kenny Pickett. Let's see. Carl Nassib is not a quarterback.
Jeez.
So
What division? What division?
AFC. In AFC North. Or, no, sorry.
Oh,
AFC,
oh.
AFC East. AFC
I was about to say that would be funny.
AFC East.
What's the date? 2012.
Yeah, funny enough, these were all 2012. I did not do that on purpose.
Daniel. No, never mind. You said AFC. Fuck.
You said what? AFC West?
East.
AFC East.
AFC East? Currently playing?
Currently playing.
Oh,
Josh
no.
Allen.
That is something he could say. Tua wouldn't say it. Not Aaron Rodgers. Probably. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna guess. I'm just gonna go with Josh Allen. I really don't know.
Tony gets the point. It was
Oh,
Josh Allen.
Allen.
Yeah, part of when people were like uncovering all those old tweets of his that were just
Dude, what
ass
possessed
wild.
him at 11:24 at night to tweet that?
You got a tiebreaker one?
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. So that's just an even split. I'm gonna.
You want to rock paper scissors for it?
Yeah, let's rock paper scissors for it.
Ready? Wait, hold on. How do I do this? All right, ready? You are so off the. Ready?
I'm gonna do this. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck.
Derek wins. All right, Derek's on the board. It is 2-1. So yeah, we will find out if we can tie it up or if Tony can take a more commanding lead the next time I decide to do this segment. Till next time, peace.
Yeah, we'll see if this segment lives as long as Tino's.
We'll get back to football now. What else are the Browns going to do? Post-draft, what are the Browns going to do in their mind to be a complete football team for the upcoming season?
Linebacker, tight end. Those are the two spots. I think
I agree.
Njoku and Akins I like, but if you can see what options are out there at tight end, I would look. And then, what was the other position I just said? Linebacker. So, yeah, linebacker, Browns probably won't do it. But if there are some options out there cheap that you can go grab, I would linebacker.
So here's some upcoming free agents: Tyus Bowser, Bud Dupree, Tyler Matakavich, Zach Cunningham, Shaq Leonard, Quan Alexander, Marcus Golden, David Mayo, Josh Woods, Julian Acaro, and Blake Martinez.
So there's two names that jump
There's
right
just
off for me.
a list. Yeah. I'd bring in Tyler Matakavich, honestly.
So for me, I'm looking at Quan Alexander. I think
Yeah,
would
I'd
be
be okay with
nice.
that.
And then Anthony Barr,
I'd be
Minnesota
okay with that as
ties.
well.
So keep scrolling down. Who's all? Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shaq Leonard is obviously the name. I wanted him, and he was kind of average for the Eagles. So, you know, we'll see.
So, linebacker, yeah, I can agree with both of those. Anthony Barr, Quan Alexander, be okay with that. I'd take Matakavich. Moving on to tight end, we got Logan Thomas, Robert Tunyon, Mercedes Lewis, Jeff Swam, Jimmy Graham, Tyler Croft, Blake Bell, Nick Bennett. And that's really the last one that really pops off the board. Shane Zylstra. That's about it. Not much to pick from. I'd maybe take a flyer on Robert Tunyon.
Yeah. I completely agree. Out of everybody on the list, he would be my number one for sure. Logan Thomas, I wouldn't mind either. I think he's got something still left.
Yeah, as long as we don't give him $8 million.
Yeah. Jimmy Graham is... Shout out to him for still kicking it in the league. He was dominant.
Dude, Mercedes Lewis is going into, what, his 18th year in the NFL? He's an old fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think that wraps up. I don't really have anything else on that. But I thought you were going to do it. You want me to do it?
Well, we still have, how did the AFC North draft stack up? Well, I'd put the Browns 4, mostly just because of lack of picks. I'd put Baltimore 3, Pittsburgh 2, Cincinnati 1.
Interesting. I have the Browns 3. Well, I'll go in order. I have the Bengals 4th. I have the Browns 3rd.
Really?
I have the Steelers 2nd and the Ravens 1. Just because I think the Ravens got a lot of good talent late. I think the Ravens, they started off obviously with a great one in Nate Wiggins. I hate that they got him. But TJ Tampa in the 4th round, Tez Walker in the 4th round, that's insane. Isaac from Penn State, I think, is a really good get. He's not Chop Robinson, but that's a really good get. Yeah, I think the Ravens had a really good draft. I think they had a good draft.
They had a respectable draft, I would say. Can we get the Steelers and Bengals ones up there, please? So, right there is what makes the Bengals draft for me. It's Mims and Jermaine Burton. I think that that's what stands out to me. McKinley Jackson's going to be good. Cedric Johnson could make some noise for them. Tanner McLaughlin, good pick. But I think it's that 18th and 80th selection that kind of makes the Bengals draft for me. Because in terms of needs, that's why I have the Bengals first. Because they're finally addressing the offensive line. Otherwise, Joe Burrow is going to get killed.
Well, my thing is, I don't know what they want Mims to play. Because Mims had limited snaps at offensive tackle. When he did play, it was great. I'll give you that. But the dude barely played at the tackle position. The Bengals already allegedly have their 2 tackles. That's what they believe. So unless they plan on him sitting and learning, which certainly could be the case, I don't know if they view him at guard. I don't know. It was an interesting pick. I thought especially because they need secondary help, and that's my biggest problem with their draft. They didn't draft anybody in the secondary until it looks like 149.
Yeah,
and
Josh Newton at 149.
I love Jermaine Burton. I think he's going to be a great replacement for Tyler Boyd. But aside from that, I'm not blown away. I'm not blown away. Had they have gotten let's just throw out a name of Tron Arnold instead of Mims, I would be like, man, they got some talent. But, it is what it is. Throw up the Steelers one, though, while we're at it. They had a good draft. Roman Wilson, Peyton Wilson in the third rounds, both, are absolute steals. Tony, the thing for me with Pittsburgh, why I have them second, is not that they didn't have a good draft. It's just when it comes to immediate impact, Fatanu, Frazier, I think, are immediate starters. And McCormick could contend to start. My problem is you want all these rookies starting against Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Delvin Tomlinson, the Ravens' defensive line, the Bengals, whatever's left of their defensive line.
I believe I also had the Steelers at 2, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. It concerns me because this is another team that I thought was going to go secondary, and I'm glad they didn't. But, they go on the offensive line. So be it.
So, speaking of the AFC North, is the AFC North the best division in the NFL?
I think it is. I think that, let's see, what is it? The NFC North is contending. I think the Bears having the offseason they've had, the Lions already good team continuing to build, the Packers are I thought they had a really good draft.
They did.
Minnesota is kind of a question mark because it all comes down to what happens at quarterback. So if that works out for them, that division will be insane. But aside from that, you look at it, the AFC West isn't what it used to be. So I can't really think of anybody, to be honest.
About the NFC East, I mean, there's potential there. Cowboys, Eagles.
The Giants. I don't know. I think that division is just going to be what it is.
AFC South, you got the Jags, the Texans, good Colts team if Anthony Richardson stays healthy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the North is the North. I mean, there's nothing like it in the NFL.
Well, time for our favorite segment.
Yep.
Honky of the Week.
Honky of the Week award.
This week's Honky of the Week, Drake. Because Drake dropped, by the way, during the podcast. So he finally responded to Kendrick after Kendrick blitzkrieged him with, 3 diss tracks?
Yeah, so listen. Drake this man's getting cooked.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just straight up getting cooked. And I personally, for me, I don't like Drake. I've never liked Drake, really. I think some of his early stuff is good, but bro, I mean, you talk about beating a dead horse. This horse has been dead for a while now, and it just still firing rounds. Like, I mean, it's just one after the other. And it's all the way down to, like, the album cover. Like, that was fascinating for me today, was listening to people on TikTok break down the album covers, what everything means. It's ugly, I'll tell you that. But it's not even close. Like, I think if you're saying Drake isn't getting killed, I think you're just unbelievably biased and you don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm gonna read a little snippet from Kendrick's "Not Like Us" diss. Fucked on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch. Apologize. And Drake has a Lil Wayne tattoo on his shoulder. It's Lil Wayne's face. That's crazy. It's not even the craziest part of these dishes. That's the thing. Verse 4 of this. Once upon a time, all of us like Kendrick rebuttals the "you rap like you're trying to free the slaves" bar. Goes in on Drake for using Atlanta rappers as slaves, essentially. It's like Atlanta was the mecca, blah, 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 blah. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. You called Future when you didn't see the club. Little Baby helped you get your lingo up. 21 gave you false street cred. Thug made you feel like you had slime in your head. Quavo said you can be from North Side. 2 Chainz said you good, but he lied. Craziest part. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. You know you're not a colleague. You a fucking colonizer. That is the craziest part of both dishes for me. Meet the Grams was really good, and it had its hard-hitting parts. But he's like talking to Drake's son, and I'm not saying Drake didn't have a good diss, and maybe Drake's diss that he just dropped is good. Drake's got to address the obvious allegations that we cannot speak on this podcast because we will get immediately demonetized.
Well, there's a way to put it, because this is Brown's podcast, right? So, remember a couple years ago, Malik McDowell?
Yeah.
Let's just say that said area where Malik McDowell was running naked in front of, Drake likes those areas. So.
Yeah, you have to address those allegations. Otherwise, you automatically lose. Because how are you going to be like, I don't have a daughter, and then ignore the very serious allegations. The fucking cover art for Not Like Us was Drake's house with some red dots on top of it. And if you know what those red dots mean, well, you're in the know.
I think on a point you said, I thought the kind of talking to Adonis was cool. It was a interesting perspective of a diss, if that makes sense. Like talking directly to his son. Because here's the thing. Right now, does that matter? No. Right? Does that matter? No. Like his kid's not gonna hear that and be like, "Oh, okay." But here's the thing. Couple years, right? Let him grow up, get to be about, in his upper teens a little bit.
Bro said, play this when you're 18 if you don't understand me right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Here, probably the best part about this, and Kyle in Discord said, "Oh, Kendrick had no flow." Did you hear the flow switch on Meet the Grams when he's like, "You raised a horrible person, Dennis, Sandra, sit down and listen." What I'm about to say is heavy, and he's like, "Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in themselves for the rest of their life." Like the flow on that is insane. Like that whole scheme, that whole full like 6-8 bar scheme, whatever it was. Like I don't want to count it right now. Crazy. I had to censor a word, obviously, but crazy fucking shit.
We're living in an interesting time.
And then Kendrick saying, "Hey, LeBron, keep your family away. Hey, Curry, keep your family away." Like, address the allegations. And then the whole first verse of that song in this Meet the Grams, he's talking to Adonis. The whole second verse, he's going at Drake's parents. The whole third verse, Drake's daughter. And he even says in one of the songs, he's like, "Hey, Aubrey, like, I wasn't trying to crash your party. We were sparring inside the game until you mentioned my family's name." Like, Kendrick was doing fucking sparring practice with Drake, and then Drake dropped Family Matters, and Kendrick torched him. Got in the booth and ripped his head off. And J. Cole, I love J. Cole. Smart business decision, my dude, because, I mean, maybe you wouldn't have dissed Kendrick again. Maybe you could have just dissed Drake. But smart decision pulling out and saying, "I'm sorry," because, dear God, Kendrick is just flaming everybody into the ethers right now. And fight back, Drake. I can't wait to listen to your diss you just dropped after we get off this podcast. But,
bro,
dear God, fight back.
The ultimate cherry on top was the pictures of Kendrick in the Bruins jersey and Drake in the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. I mean, that was just cherry on top. But yeah, so that's all I got. Anything more you want to add?
Oh, yeah, congratulations for winning Honky of the Week, I guess. But I guess that wraps up our show for today. Next week, apparently the NFL schedule may be released if it follows the same timeline as years previous. So we're either going to give you a schedule preview or a schedule reaction, depending on when these come out. But that's it for us tonight. Kendrick has me inspired. Maybe I haven't been hating as hard as I should. I might hop in the booth and diss Derek. So we'll see what happens.
What? I'll save you on that one. I won't put it out there. I'll tell you in a second. All right. Bye, everybody. Go Browns.
Go Browns.